Hello, my friends. The FX Hunter here with Forex market preview for the following week, starting 15 July till the Friday, 19 July. I hope you all had a great trading week like us, because a lot of our trades, which we've been waiting for, starting playing out. So we banked some nice pips. And yeah, now it's a very nice time to trade because markets are on some reversals, but we will look at it on the charts. So, as I said, next week starting 15th July, but on the Monday there is no any news. So let's see if there will be any volatility or if the markets will continue in the set it up sentiment after the FOMC and the Powell's speeches last week, which was very expected. And yeah, so what we gonna expect, what we can expect from the next week. So we're gonna have definitely some interesting stuff like this consumer price index indexes from the New Zealand, from the Britain, and from the Canada. This is pretty important news because it's very it's what the banks are looking for regarding to the inflations. So I definitely think that this one, and this one can bring some volatility. Let's see. But what as well is here the monetary policy meeting on the Tuesday, and the whole day will be again about the US dollar. So the Tuesday will be definitely interesting. So we will see if the market. So if we have this news on the Tuesday and Monday there is nothing, and what actually happened with the markets that they set some trends. So might we could see some retracements, and this news could be used for the trend continuation. Or what could happen that nothing's gonna happen, market will not move, and then on the news they could move opposite, which they could use as market manipulation to add the positions, and then continuation the trends, or of course on some markets it's the uptrends. So it depends. And then again Thursday, Aussie unemployment change and rates, and Friday is core retail sales from the Canada. So a lot of opportunities for the market makers to manipulate the market, but we will look what we could do and what is there for the opportunities. So let's start as usually with the dollar. So the dollar, we are seeing right now the at least I don't want to say the market reversal yet. I want to say definitely bigger. We can expect the bigger correction, because what we could see here on the monthly, last month we had this bearish engulfing candle, which is strong reversal candle. It was first bearish engulfing candle since 2018. Now on the weekly we have the break of this trend line, which has created this new supply zone, which was tested right now. So price was the balancing around this trend line, so it was very unclear what's gonna be the next movement as well, because these Fed's decisions about the rate cuts and stuff. So the supply was retested, and now we are seeing strong bearish impulse. On the daily it looks like this. So we had as well the break, we had the move down, then the retest, then the new lower low, which created a new trend line. And then the price was this week around this zone, where we saw the break, but then it fall down below this trend line. So it was a bit tricky here, this situation. But what do I expect now is the continuation down, because if we look to COT data, it can tell us much more. We can see that the banks was very bullish in the past on these bottoms. Then since the market is dropping down, we can see that they're reducing their longs positions, and they still did not add too much shorts. But what do we see? And I think they know why they do it exactly like this. So we can see since the last week, let me first make this a bit bigger so it's more clear. So we can see that since the last week, when they've been 33k longs, they rise to the 36, and it's exactly since this candle to this candle, which was this Tuesday when was the data reported. But we don't see what happened last 3 days. We don't see what happened on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they exactly know why they're doing it, because now the report is released, and what the people see, they mostly see that. Of course, we can see it as well that the longs was raised and shorts are reduced. So if you cannot put these all confluences and all this stuff and don't know how to read this properly, and you just look to the last 2 weeks data, what is doing a lot of people, you can, and this is what you can see on the website if you don't do it into this format as I am doing it. So they see basically the longs are raised and shorts are reduced. So they think, okay, it must be bullish, but it's not necessarily true, because we can see that it was raised to bring the price up and the shorts was reduced as well, but we don't see what happened here. And most likely what happened here is, if we can see that these shorts are being reduced, so these longs being reduced, and so they've been added just to bring the price up, and they didn't have any shorts here. So it was a great opportunity for the banks to add more shorts here and close these longs. So I'm sure that next week we will see less longs and more shorts here, right? But when it's gonna be, the price will be probably down here, uh, because what is going on here, here is this nice liquidity zone around this daily target, daily demand zone, where is actually my target, and it's nested in this weekly. So I think that we definitely on the dollar heading down here. So that's for the dollar. Let's check another instrument, which is the Aussie. Okay. What is going on the Aussie? It's very clear right now. Actually, the markets are very nice to trade, as I said, and they are very clear. So on the monthly, we can see this compression, which is going on below this trend line. It's really like a market is shaking to break it up, and we can see all these rejections here in this hidden demand zone, and we are clearly right now breaking up. If we check it on the daily, it's very simple to see that we have already break of the trend line, then the retest, and with this nice pin bar, we just touched this demand, which caused this break up, and the price is reacting and moving up. On the daily chart, we can see it clearly as well. So what is here? Here we can see that the downtrend was broken, then the price dropped down, retest, and it's moving up, and this trend line is a potential uptrend line, which will be validated, of course, after this new high will be created here. What's the bank sentiments? We can see that they've been reducing their longs positions while the price was going up. Then they added longs, which we can see here, and then they drop the price down again. While they was doing this, you can see they reduced their shorts position from the extreme 104k shorts to 107 to 94. Then they went up again here, and then they drop it down with another shorts. And right now, as the price was moving up and down, and we are just right here, we've been just right here when was this report. They reported just 85, but look what happens here. It looks a little bit confusing because the price is moving up, and we can see that they reduce their longs position. So why they did this? So let's try to break it down what happens. So we can see that the latest report was in this candle, which they reported 34k, and they reduced their longs, of course, because they took the price down. They reduced their longs, and of course as well they reduced their shorts, because while the price was going down, and here was the report, they closed the profits from the shorts. But we don't have in the data what happened last these 3 days. So while we seeing that the price is going down and they are reducing their longs positions, they probably closed them here on the top, so the price was dropping down, and they closed these shorts here as well. So it's clear bullish, activity in this, and I believe that we could definitely see the price moving higher. But the thing is that we don't know what the longs they have right now, but I think that they will definitely want to build more. So we will might see the break higher, and then some deeper retest, deeper deeper correction, to build more longs. Depends, we will see, or might they will take it higher. So this is all the things which we have to play with the levers on the even lower time frames. But the bottom line is that this is definitely a bullish activity, and we will see the further move up on the Aussie. Next one is US oil. I skipped the data for the US oil, however I got them. So what do I see on the US oil? We have the break of this monthly trend line, and right now the weekly is being weekly is was in the downtrend, and we moved up, and we are back below this supply zone. We are seeing the break of the trend line, which was expected as the weak dollar came in. And if we look to the COT data, what is in there, I'm sure that we will be probably seeing something like a rise in the shorts positions. Let me check. I will bring it here. So in the oil, so we can see here is the oil, and we can see that the banks basically they're reducing their longs positions and they're reducing their shorts positions, which happens in here. So it's not much telling what is going on here, and as again we don't have the data for the last 2 days. So probably as they've been reducing longs and shorts while the price was moving here in this sideways and below this trend line, I'm sure that this break was done with adding more longs positions, which might could be again above the 500. Let's see. Maybe non-commercials can help. So we can see that they're reducing. So not clear in here. So that's why I probably skipped the data for the oil. Next one is gold. Gold is a little bit like oversold, and it's very bullish because we of course have a uptrend on the monthly, uptrend on the weekly, and but this is now what is going on here. I said in the last Forex market preview that we are having this range, and it's almost we can see it's almost 3 weeks right now, and I said that it's gonna be very interesting what is happening here, and I said that as well. I'm thinking that it's profit taking, and that's why I'm expecting price to drop back to the weekly demand, from where we could see probably more longs, more bullish activities. So what is going on here? The COT data can help us. We can see that while the banks move it sharply in last 6 weeks, and they've been in this extreme 344 case, which was like 87% to 13 for the longs against the shorts. It's huge numbers, And I said that of course the banks, they have limited capital, they cannot put all money in it, and they have to take a profit. So what is actually happening right now is that here, yes, they taking the profit, because look, longs has been reduced by 4k. So they took profit 4,000 from 4,000 k while moving here. Actually, they did it in the last 2 weeks. So it was, I'm sorry, so it was made from this candle into this one. So this drop, they made this profit taking. And as well, if we look to the shorts from 49 to 56. So they taking the profit from the longs and they accumulating the shorts. So I believe that we will see the drop down. The thing is that, uh, that as I'm expecting the weak dollar, that should not be bearish for the gold, but it's not necessarily. I think that this drop could be driven by the profit taking from the golds, not by the strong dollar. So currently, of course, long term it's bullish, but I think we would see this drop back down caused by the profit taking. Most likely this will happen. Next one is Euro USD, and here is where the fun starts. So as exactly as I said the last week, and it's happening. So I said that what I'm seeing here is this. We are seeing this break of this downtrend line. As well, we have bullish engulfing candle, strong one on the monthly, and this demand zone was retested, and this week we are getting this reaction here. So I said that we will see probably something like this. So we are right now retesting this trend line, which is correct. We had this nice trade here where we took some profits out. And what we are seeing here right now, so we are seeing that the longs positions growth to the 158, and it's happened. This happened while the price was going down from this candle to this candle. So the price is going down, and we can see three more case, three more 3,000 contracts was added. So when someone is pushing price down by adding the long short positions, and while the price is going down, they adding the long positions. So what's happening? They are position building. So definitely what happened here in this demand zone, there happened that basically we can see this report on the Tuesday, which is this candle. So what they probably did is that they closed these shorts and they added even more longs, and this is going, so the price is going up. So that's why I'm thinking that this trend line will be broken and the price still could continue up. But what is my expectation is definitely that we could go higher here into this demand zone, supply zone, sorry, which was already once tested. But I'm not sure that the euro will go too much high. The reason is very bad fundamental data from the eurozone. So I think that we definitely could go higher because the banks are creating this data, but I don't think that it's gonna be so sharp. So the weak dollar and the euro might be a bit stronger right now, but not so sharp movement. I think that we will see something like move higher, and then a lot of sideways action. Nothing like this is gonna happen. So let's see in the next following weeks. But for this pair, I am bullish, and I think here is a chance to make some profits on these moves up. And as well, actually, if we check it like this, we will, it's not just this way, but we could see the drop here. Then here's a lot of people start to short, because you know you can see this illusion of the support, which resistance, which will be probably created, and then they fire it up, where they probably create some, you know, liquidity, and then maybe the drop again, and the price could be retracing in here for some time. But as I said, the bottom line, I see the bigger move up for right now. Next one will be Kiwi. Kiwi is getting stronger and is very nice. So on the monthly, we have this demand zone in control. On the weekly, we have these two strong bullish candles, which has made retracement and another pin bar. So it looks good. And what's happening here on the daily? So what do I expect here is, let me first start with the COT data. So we have seen that the banks had some longs position, they had some longs, then they closed them, then they added longs, then again the price, the drop down, they closed them again. Now right now they almost, uh, you know, reporting the very weak data, very weak longs. And but what's happening? We can see that they pretty rapidly closed the shots from the 43k to the 32. So they closed like 10k shorts, which is pretty a lot on the Kiwi, because Kiwi is not like the, it's not like the euro, you know. I mean, if you compare with the euro, you can look that on the euro contracts there's trading like 200,000, you know, 200,000 contracts. But for the Kiwi, these changes is already big. That market is not so big. So we have. So what's happened here? Look at this. This is quite tricky thing. So they reported almost no longs. I mean 10k longs on the Tuesday, which is this candle. Then they, of course, as well, while the price was going down, you can see that they've been reducing their shorts position. So the price was dropping, they've been reducing the shorts, and they didn't report any longs. So why they did it? Probably because they wanted to hide what they are up to. So they reported it here. And if you remember, on the Wednesday morning, if you woke up, you could see these big spikes, which was the buying activity. A lot of people was might surprised it was stopped out or whatever. But I am definitely sure, and we will see that next week, definitely in the data, here will be much more longs, maybe 15k, or I don't know how much they are able to add. But this is definitely this tricky thing. While the price is going down, they close their shorts positions when they reported it. They drop down here, they closed more shorts and added longs. So right now they are perfectly bullish, set it up. And what do I see here is this potential move higher, because we have this formation like A, B, C, you know, and this move up was like 240 pips, 242 pips, and here is another 242 pips waiting, which is exactly in this daily supply zone. So we have this nice potential move higher. So right now it's just about you how to you know, watch the price action, if you wait for the retracement, or if you buy the breakout or whatever. It's up to you. If you wanna trade like us, trade, join us, join FX Hunters on my website, and you will see how we do it. So the next one will be pound. Okay, pound. Here is this one tricky thing happening right now at the moment, and I will have to show you. So the pound is okay. It's in this crazy downtrend. This was this crazy downtrend. A lot of people was buying. I was actually stopped out here as well. But right now, what is happening? We are seeing that the banks are massive. They holding the massive shorts. You know, even in the news on the Forex Live, there was a article. The banks holding the massive shorts. Okay, yes, They've been holding the massive shorts, but look again what's happened. Price was dropping down. Price was dropping down last 3 weeks. Where was these reports? Okay, let me do it this way. So one report, second report, three report. Yeah, it's so A, B, C, and look, on the report A, they had 32K longs. On the report B, they had 33K longs. On the report C, they have 33.9, so almost 34. So while the price is dropping down, someone, not so on the banks, they building the long positions. Of course, when they want to push the price down while building the longs, they must add much more shorts to bring the price down. And here is the trick. Here is the trick. Uh, this candle was a Tuesday. When was this reported? And they know exactly why they didn't close these shorts before the report, because right now everyone is reading banks are holding these massive shorts. Don't go long. Of course they don't want to go long, they want you to short. But so what they did, they closed the positions. These, they definitely closed this because and they even added more longs because they've been building the positions here. Here they have these massive shorts which they closed here, and right now they're moving up. So what is the question right now is, do they have enough longs to go up, or will they make a retracement to build even more longs and close the rest of the shorts in the profit and then fire it up? That's the question. Bottom line is that on the monthly, we are in the demand control, second time tests. So we having as well the weak dollar. We have accumulation below this trend line. This was definitely the accumulation this week, these 3 weeks. It's a big accumulation here. They accumulating longs, they have extreme shorts, and they will be closing it. So I am sure that next week we're gonna see that these shorts will be below the 100K, and here will be much more longs. Question is how this will be played. This is what I will be looking for on the lower time frames. So the pound is bullish for me. Next one is JPY, USD JPY. So what do we have here? We have a simple downtrend on the monthly. We have as well downtrend on the weekly. We had this break, which is not so strong because I would like to see the strong break, some candle like this, not just something like this, which was straight away dropped down, and on the daily time frame be getting this. So let's check the COT data. It will tell us much more. So couple weeks ago the banks was very bullish on the USD JPY. When they started to close their longs positions, price started to drop down. Nice. But what we can see that the price was dropping, they was closing the longs positions, but they didn't build any proper shorts positions yet. So what do I expect is right now happening is that we can see a little bit rise in the longs. So might they did it to bring the price here into this liquidity zone where they just close these longs, and while they move the price up, they of course added as well some shorts. So is this enough for them to break and go lower with this? I am not sure yet. So I don't want to trade this pair right now. Of course, I'm bearish at the moment at the dollar, and so it could mean that JPY will be bullish, because this doesn't looks like it wanna go up. But what we will might could see is something like, something like this, because I believe that they will want to build much bigger shorts positions, and they will not start to build them here. They will want to build them somewhere here, some in the more higher levels. So at this moment, until the price breaks down here or something happens, or I will see how this trend line and this zone is playing out. For me, it's not anything clear. Okay, yes, I should might take a short here, but there was not set up for me, so I didn't take this move. That would be good. So those who have this trade, I congratulate. But for me, at the moment, it's in the middle of this, so the price can go up here because still I have this zone, or it can break down. And if I should take a short, put stop loss here with the take profit here, it's like 1 to 1, so it's not interesting for me. So bottom line is that the banks are reducing their longs positions. It's causing the price drop down, but they still did not build the proper shorts positions as well. If I'm looking right now mm, to the commercials, I can see that they're not hedging so much, so they do not expect the price drop so low. So let's see what's gonna be the future, but I think that the yen will be definitely stronger in the future, but not sure if it's gonna be right now. So it's the question for the price action on the lower time frames at the moment. Next one is USD franc. This one is beautiful. I mean, we can see clearly what is going on here. We have on this monthly, we have this clear breakout of this trend line. This is nice break, as this is what you want to see. Not like as we had on this USD JPY, but this is break, this strong one. As well, it happened after the supply was touched. Then the price on the weekly is dropping down. We had contacted this demand, which made the retracement on the daily time frame. It looks like this. So we had the lower low. So we are allowed to draw the trend line, and then the price it fall short. It didn't retrace to the supply zone where it would be perfect to take a short. So I entered with the sell stop because of the weak dollar, and as well mostly when the dollar is weak, the franc and the yen is the ones of the currencies which are strengthening because they are safe haven currencies. So what could tell us the COT data is simple thing that we can see how the banks was, and this is why I'm using this percentage. The banks was in 19% on the to the long side. So what's actually happening here, it's a profit taking, and we still not see proper shorting action. So we can see that the banks starting to take the profits around this like 1 to 3, like 2 months ago, almost 3 months ago. So the price is dropping. I mean, is this 2 months ago, right? So the price is dropping these couple weeks, and at the moment they raised a little bit longs last week to bring the price higher again, and now starting to move up. So I think that, as I see that they still did not add any proper shorts, we will see what's gonna be the future. So if is it about that they want to drop the price down and start to accumulating longs positions and take the price up, or if they want to take the price down and then doing some sideways action, a little bit longs and accumulate more shorts before they start to drop it a little much more. I don't know yet. For me, it's right now the clear price action, and that they reducing long. So for me it's definitely bearish pair at the moment and nice to trade. We actually have this trade. And the next one is a USD COT, which is the last one. And this one I was very long time very bullish, and I still did not believe that this is true and it's happening, because I was really expecting it to go much higher. But again, we have this strong bearish engulfing candle on the monthly. On the weekly, here is happening this thing. So we have this trend line broken right now. Okay, we are in the demand zone, so we should not take a short into the demand zone, but it was just once was tested and it doesn't look so strong at the moment. Last thing is on the daily. Okay, what is happening here? I actually entered the breakout trade, but I don't like to do this. But this was very clear for me what's happening here. So we can see that this is really big thing. I mean, look, couple weeks ago, like in the May, the banks was 70k longs, and they reduced it massively to the 38, so which is like a double. And what happened with the shorts? They basically raised the shorts to the 48, so it's totally switched right now. You can see that the longs was bigger than shorts 2 times, and right now the shorts are bigger than longs. So what happened last week? We can see that we had 36k longs, and the banks reported right now 38k longs, which happened right here, which happened here in this candle, which was the Tuesday, and it was before the interest rates of the Canada. So there we saw this move up actually. There was on the lower time frame, you can see the move up and then straight away the drop down. And this is very bearish for me. So we can see that the net positions are almost like 44k below the average. Longs are almost 40 to 20k below the average. Shorts are like 25k above the average. This is very bearish market right now, and I do not suggest to look for any longs. So only shorts here on the USD CAT, nothing's more. And on the weekly, actually, all these zones was tested and they are weak. So what we can expect is bigger drop into this zone. So there is something like let me tell you, there is something like 500 pips. So it can drop a lot. I mean, this one is very bearish. Okay, so this was everything from the COT pairs which I'm looking for. And as well, I have some quickly which I want to speak about, which we have some potential trades. So it's a Euro GBP, where we are. Let me clear this. So Euro GBP is in this monthly zone as well in this weekly zone, and on the daily we are getting this break of this wedge with this strong candle. So now what to do now? We could, if you don't have a trade yet, you could wait for some retracement, but I don't think it's gonna happen so big one. Maybe you should go to some lower time frame, and even sell the breakout. I mean, here will be some breakout. You can sell the breakout with stop losses above here. I mean, here is a big potential for the big drop, and it's as well with the positive swap. So you can start with small position, and you can add more. But of course, you always have to know when you have to get out. But we are seeing that the pound is really getting strong, and that the eurozone doesn't look good. So there is gonna be big drop soon, per my expectation. per my expectations. So next, so it could looks like a big drop on this pair. Next one is USD CZK. This is like an exotic pair, but nice one to trade. Very clear price action as well again. So very bearish candle on the weekly retest, and on the daily we are in the supply zone, and there is a further drop potential for this trade. So I'm in this trade, so you can take it as well. I would not wait for some retracements or some price action on the lower time frames, up to you, or join my channel. I will definitely update it there. Next one is USD Singapore dollar. So here, what is happening here is a beautiful chart as well. On the monthly, we have this bearish engulfing candle, which was here as a reaction of this broken trend line. And right now on the weekly, we had this zone which was some accumulation for this. Then the banks probably closed the positions, and then we have this supply zone which was broken, retested this zone again, so it's weak right now, then retest again, and I expect the drop through this weak zone. On the daily chart, it looks like this. So we have already the downtrend established because we have lower lows, and this trend line is holding the price, and we will potentially see the wave 5. So I entered with the breakout with the stop loss about this supply zone, and I have at least 1 to 2 risk reward. Take profit on the low that I will get out, and if the price continue giving the profit, good for me, for us, my friends. Next one is USD Danish crown. Very similar price action to the all USD pairs. Bearish engulfing, retest, retest of the supply zone and potential drop, and so it's almost the same as well. The USD Norwegian crown, another exotic pair with beautiful break of this trend line after this long-term accumulation on this weekly as well. It looks very nice bearish price action, so this break could work nicely on the, if you look at it on the daily. Simply I missed this trade because on the beginning I was expecting the price come back to here, but it didn't happen because the dollar get weakened earlier, and these exotic pairs, they are very affected by the dollar, so there wasn't enough power to come here. So the break happened here, and I think that the breakout could work, and trade down here. But as well, definitely don't just it doesn't mean that you will open the blindly position here. You need to go lower time frame, and you need to see something like a bearish, I call it bearish flag, so something like a bearish accumulation, and then the break. I don't think it will go somewhere here. Of course, it would be perfect. It would be perfect if the price comes back into the supply zone, because it's supply zone, because we can see this strong move. However, that market is not so easy, and it's never perfect. So we must be flexible, and you must, after all these indices and this weak dollar, you must be able to break even without this retracement. This would be very nice, but it's not so easy, and this will probably not happen. Definitely not happen, I can guarantee you. Next one is which is pretty interesting as well, is Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie, I missed my trade here. I should be in a position here in this supply. Unfortunately, price dropped down, and I don't think it will give another chance because the Aussie is really getting the strong, and there is still potential drop down. But so what I'm gonna do right now is that I can enter the breakout here with the stop loss above here, and the take profit all the way down, which comes somewhere here on the weekly chart. That's the one possibility. And the second possibility is as well always my very favorite, and you can see on my other charts what I'm trading is that I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, and then I'm looking to enter the wave 5, which will most likely happen after the break, and some movement, which is mostly something like 127 Fibo or something like that. It depends. So when the breakout happen and a lot of people and starting to enter the positions, because then we will be able to draw the trend line, and it will be obvious downtrend, then the price start to retrace, and then I'm gonna start to look. So you don't have to worry if you sometimes miss a trade. Of course, it would be perfect trade enter here, but it didn't happen. And if you miss the trade, there will be another chance, I'm sure, because when they will start to squeeze the bears, and that will be another chance. And this is it, I think. I have as well the NZD CAT looks pretty good. I mean, as I said, that I am very bearish with the bullish with the Canadian dollar. So what I see here on this New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar, is that we had this strong move from this demand zone, and right now we are getting here momentum is slowing down. Here the daily we can see, weekly we can see the compression, and on the daily we have this wedge. So I think price might could start to drop lower, and then we will see the breakout. So but for at this moment it's it could take like 2 or 3 weeks till the price drop down. But what is still potential to take here, we can see this strong bearish move, and the price is coming here. And look at the market dynamics. It's not any bigger drop, I mean, it's like moving like accumulation. So we will potentially take a short from here. So this is it, my friends. This is all what I have right now at this moment. I hope it helps you to understand how I'm watching and what I'm doing by the following the banks. And if you want to know more, definitely join my Telegram channel, which is here in the right corner, or you have a link below the video. And don't forget to go to TradingView and follow me. Please follow me, because how good it could be for you, because if you just check my analysis, you can just then click and see how they work. And as well, I'm adding the comments, so it's I think it's as well, you can see that on some of them you have even the entries. So I think it's definitely good. And what you can do for me is just to press the like if you like it, and if it helps you, I will be very glad for that. And as I said, you have a lot of analysis here. Some of them work, some of not. So it could be very inspirative for you. Okay, so this is it. Have a great weekend, my friends, and I see you on the